I'm back today with a video response to some of the questions that you've asked me. Now and then I get asked various questions, and sometimes it's really hard to do them in just like a type, and sometimes I need a bit of a fuller description. So these are the questions that I've saved up. I think I did the last question and answer video at the beginning of February, so it's been a month, so I thought I'd kind of do some responses to you. Now these questions are all sort of journal or art related, so that's why I sort of chose it. So apologise if I butcher or mispronounce anybody's name, but yeah, let's crack on. So Naomi asks, do you share your journals with John? That's my husband. Sort of is the answer to that, in as much as if I'm working on a particular sort of arty piece in my journal, then he will very often see that, because it's, you know, I kind of do that if I'm sitting on the sofa watching the telly, or sometimes I leave my journal open if I'm waiting for paint to dry, that kind of thing. Sometimes if I need his opinion on something, I'll show him a bit of artwork in there, but that's pretty much it. I don't kind of go out of my way to say, here's my journal. So he probably sees, you guys probably see far more than what he sees actually. He certainly doesn't see any of my written journaling, either in my art journal or in my written journal. He doesn't do that, but as you know from last week's video, John keeps a journal himself, and we just kind of have that mutual respect and boundaries thing, that, you know, he doesn't look in my journal and I don't look in his journal. We don't hide them, none of that. It's just, you know, we both know where each other's journals are, and it's just a case of respecting each other's privacy and boundaries and that kind of thing. So you see far more of my journals than John ever sees. So there we go. Betty Ann from Instagram, who I've been chatting back and forwards quite a lot with, says, what is your favourite art medium? Well, Betty Ann, oh, this is so hard, because I think most people that like art mediums just kind of find it really hard. If I had to choose, I would probably go with just a pencil, a rubber, or a black pen, because I think that has a lot more versatility. But if those kind of things are standard and I can start to embellish on that, my second favourite would be watercolour. Again, I think because of the for me, sort of more versatile, but that's just kind of how I like it. I love, is it Cassiar? I don't know, but we've sort of kind of chatted on comments backwards and forwards. And Summer Girl NYC and Sherry Bambra, you've all kind of asked me stuff about business, so I'm going to leave that to the end. So if you're not sort of interested in any businessy type of stuff, then you can start watching near the end. Okie dokie. So Ms. Mally B says, what do you think about e-journaling? I prefer it to handwriting due to this annoying thing I have. Do you know how to incorporate creativity into e-journaling? I know it's not the same as pen to paper journaling. However, I've heard that some people enjoy electronic journaling. Right, okay, so if you watched my Life in Writing tag that I did, I showed you a journal that used to be an electronic journal that I got printed and made into a journal, so I had a physical form. And I think for a lot of people, e-journaling does have a very good place. And for a long time, I used to do a typed journal. I used to sort of, you know, when I used to work in an office, I used to kind of log on at lunchtime and fill it. And I think you've just got to find what's right for you, whether that's electronic or pen and paper. And sometimes it's back and forth. You might do both. I don't know. You just got to do what's right for you. I think now there's a lot more open to us digitally, that, you know, advancements in print and things. And I get my books, like my journal book, published with blurb.com, blurb.com, and they've got program or software that you can download for free to create a book, and in that there's various kind of templates where you can change the sort of design and look of the pages. That's quite good. And I think digital scrapbooking might be kind of a way or something that you could look at, because you could create pages with you know, scrapbook elements in them, like washi tape and embellishments and papers and things, but be it digital, and then just write with that. It's kind of what I do a little bit with my yearbooks. And if you look on my channel, I did a video in about, oh gosh, coming up for a year ago, about my current journals, and in that I showed you kind of like a photo journal that I've got, and that's, you know, something that might be worth looking at, is kind of digital scrapbooking. And oh my goodness, there's a plethora of information out there about digital scrapbooking. And if you go to Pinterest, then you don't have to spend a lot of money on things. You can get, there's quite a lot of free printables and things. So I would definitely have a look at Blurb to perhaps create a book, or perhaps look into digital scrapbooking. That is what I would do. But I think if it works for you and you enjoy it, then go for it, girl. Artistic Craft 7 says, I love your channel, and I was wondering, is it hard uploading, because I want to start making videos, but it seems like if I have a certain day to upload, that it would be really difficult, and if I don't have a certain day, I would get really unorganised, etc. I think you kind of have to find your rhythm in terms of uploading videos. I mean, when I first started, I had no idea that I would still be doing YouTube videos a year later, and I just kind of started doing them for fun, which I still do for fun. And I know exactly what you're saying, and I find, like, with me, I tend to kind of have, say, like, one day, if I'm not doing anything, I'll maybe record like 3 or 4 videos, literally, and then I've got them kind of stacked up, ready to go. And when I first started doing YouTube, I kind of was a bit random about when I posted. I just kind of posted a video as and when. And it's not until this year where I started to get more subscribers and found that my subscribers were interested in different things. Like, some were interested in art and journals, and other people were interested in file facts, which is how I started kind of doing the schedule, like Tuesdays and Fridays. But, you know, that's just kind of, and that's how it's working for me, because my life, and I think everybody's life, gets busier and busier and busier, and I just find that for me it's easier to stick to a timetable. But you do what feels right for you. If you want to upload randomly and as and when you have time, you do that. I don't think it's hard now, because YouTube have got their own editing software, YouTube editor. So, I mean, I haven't used it myself because I use iMovie. But I do know people who have used YouTube editor, and they say it's really good. So, yeah, and I'm not really sure how long it takes. I mean, my editing for me doesn't take very long at all, but that's because I'm really used to the software. But I'd say just try it, and, you know, if it's too much, then, you know, kind of, you know, rein it back a bit, but give it a go. You don't know. I mean, and you don't have to do loads of funky editing. You could just do a webcam, sit down and talk, and upload it straight away. So just have an experiment with it. And, you know, my style of videos has changed as I learn more and progress, and, you know, so just have fun with it. That's what I say. Miss Sexy Tink. My daughter's loving the bunny tutorial. She's 8 and loves sitting at the computer and having a go. She would like some tips on how to cover homework books and some ideas of what to put on them to make it nice. Now, I'm probably the worst person at all to advise on this, because when I was at school, my books were pretty bad. I used to graffiti over them, but what I used to use when I was at school, many moons ago, I used to use either wrapping paper or wallpaper. I used to go and steal freebies. Well, I still do steal it from DIY shops. And I also used to use posters, but I guess it depends on kind of the rules at your school, because some people might not like, you know, some teachers probably might be a bit funny about what you put on, but I think you can't go wrong with a bit of brown paper or craft paper, you know, a nice sort of classy brown, and then maybe kind of use some washi tape or something like that, and do a couple of, like a little, almost like they do in scrapbooking, like a little cluster of a couple of bits of washi tape and maybe a couple of little bling bits or something on there, and then you could write the subject or something on the washi tape. I think that would look quite classy, but that's only kind of my mindset now, whereas when I was at school, oh my god, yeah, so I'm probably not the best person to advise on that. Now, Marcia asked, do you have ideas for indexing a journal so it's possible to find things after? Do you know, I've been really thinking about this, Marcia, and I genuinely don't know. So I'm leaving this in. If you guys have got any ideas for Marcia, please leave them in the comments. The only thing I was thinking is potentially doing it electronic, so that you could, you know, because in Word you can set up a contents table, and, you know, you can make different headings and stuff and link it that way, if you know how to do that in Word. But other than that, I don't really know, I'm sorry. So if any of you guys can help, then please, you know, let me know. So that's all the arty questions, and I had a couple of questions about business, and I keep thinking about maybe doing some business videos, because I keep kind of getting, people keep kind of pushing me in that direction, that they want to know more about working for yourself and setting up a business and stuff, and I'm kind of on the tipping verge as to doing it, because I'm not a business guru. I am just a small town girl who works for herself. But I guess I've been doing it for a while now, and I suppose I have got some experience that I could pass on to you. So I have a question back to you first before I answer these questions, is, do you want me to do any videos like that? And if you do, what do you want to know? What sort of thing do you want to know? Because I'm very happy to do that and impart the knowledge and the experience that I've learned along the way, but let me know what it is exactly you'd like to know, and then I will try and incorporate that. I do have one video lined up that I am going to make, which may seem a bit random on this channel if you see that, and that's because I'm in a networking group and it's just kind of related to that. So, any road, Kazaya, says, you make lovely videos. As you're a professional photographer, what do you take photographs of? Well, I'm going to play you a really sort of quick snippety video now. Okay, so yeah, that's what I take photos of. I used to do a lot of families and children and weddings, and now I don't tend to do that so much anymore. I tend to just do boudoir photography, so that's kind of what I do, but obviously I can't really show much of that because I'm very discreet with my clients, and also I don't really want to put a load of boobies all over YouTube. Someone else says, oh yeah, Sherry, I was curious, and maybe I've missed the video, but what kind of business are you in aside from your Etsy products? Right, yeah, so I'm a photographer, and by trade. I used to work in HR, did my degree in HR, and I worked in HR for 10 years, and I did my postgraduate in HR too, and I hated it. It took me a long time to realise I hated it. I hated being at a desk and same old all the time, and it was stressful, and I got very stressed, and it took a redundancy to kind of push me in the direction I needed. But anyway, I worked alongside, I went back to college alongside working, and went back to my creative route. And I also do graphic design, and that's kind of, basically the Etsy thing kind of happened by accident, if I'm honest. And I made my Filofax inserts for myself, and then kind of I showed them, and someone was like, oh, I'd really like to buy those. So I listed them, and then people bought them. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I listed something else, and then people bought those, and then I listed something else, and people bought those. And so that's kind of happened. So, but if you ask me what my job is, I'm a photographer. So I hope that's been useful and insightful for you. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, please do leave them on any video. I'm always happy to answer questions. If I do get enough, then I'll do another video next month, but if I don't, then I won't. Yeah, and if you are interested in learning about businessy stuff, then leave me a comment and let me know what you would like to know. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.